Well, you need to ask exactly what is the problem with your nose and what is exactly the procedure that you will the doctor will work on you. So you have the good information and the preparation, so you know exactly what will happen, the consequences also if something goes wrong. But yeah, that's what I would ask, especially, and that's what happened. But I was lucky enough because when I went to see Dr. Sam, and I'm a hard, when I shop for something, it's very long to take a decision usually. So it might take a few days, a few attempts to find myself the good person. But Mr. Sama, when I went to see him the first time, I knew I didn't have to keep shopping for another doctor. I knew I was at I was already convinced. I didn't even want to go back in internet and do some more search and try to find another doctor because I wanted to have Mr. Sama. There was no doubt about it. It was just a question of working and saving some money and eventually be able to pay for the operation. So that's what happened. 2 years later, I could afford it. And I don't regret it at all. But yeah, he convinced me. Why? Simply because of his professionalism. He gave me all the right information I needed. When I after consultation, when I went outside of the office, I didn't have any more questions to ask, and he gave me more that I didn't thought of asking. He gave me more information. And also, we need to know that I already had a problem with my nose when I was a young boy. My nose was bleeding quite often. It's a genetic problem. So when in this consultation with Mr. Sama, I knew I was at the right place. First of all, because he's an ORL, and I went to see my ORL for many years until my problem basically solved, my bleeding problem. So he told me, Benoit, no problem. I am an ORL. I'm like, what? You are an ORL? Okay, I thought you were, a plastic surgeon. Well, I am also a plastic surgeon, but I'm also an ORL. So don't worry, I know your problem. And because that's what worried me. Because after the operation, I thought to myself, okay, but you will work inside my nose. Maybe my bleeding problem will come back. But no, my bleeding problem never come back. And that's one of the things that impressed me at this consultation. So yeah, I knew I was at the right place. I'm actually very impressed. I'm very pleased. I didn't have very high expectations about this because, as you said, it was my second. It was mostly what I wanted was correcting my breathing problem, but it was a nice bonus to add. And actually, I had to say that uh, I wanted to have a little smaller nose, and Mr. Samaha assured me, no, 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 that's not the way to go. I will correct because it's crooked. I will correct the line. I will work your bone here. I will, because it had a little bump here, I will work your bump, but I will not get your nose smaller. And I had little doubts on this, but I don't regret at all that I trusted him. I told to myself, Benoit, he knows what he's doing. He's the professional. You're not the professional. So, and I don't regret at all that I trusted him because I have a long face, and he told me that, I could do it. I could get it smaller, but it's not gonna look natural. You will not like it. And it's after you will ask me to do an operation to get it back the size that you had before. So, yeah.